this lesson, we are going to create order details page. When user place an order, we redirect user to this page and display order information including selected payment method, shipping address, order items, and order summary. To get the source code of this lesson, go to repository and in the commit section, find number 17, create order details page, and use this code throughout this lesson. Let's get to code. Here is the plan to create order details page. Let us start by creating a new function in the order action. Go to orderactions.ts. Right before create, define get section and export async function getOrderById. This function accepts ID as parameter and then return order record in the order table and return the record in the order table that matches this ID. Also, I'm going to include order items in the order using with DrizzleORM and also include the user information for this order. And from user, I'm going to get access to the name and email column. If you're familiar with MongoDB, it's like populate in MongoDB. But in SQL, it's like inner join to the order items table and user table. Next step is creating two utility functions, formatting ID and format date and time. Go to utils.ts. At the beginning, define format ID function. It accepts ID as parameter and return only last 6 characters of that ID and put 2 dots before it. It just makes the ID shorter. Next function is format date and time. It accepts date and time of type date and it uses Intel date-time formatter options to get date-time options, date options, and time options. And then format date-time, format date, and format time, and then return them as an object so I can use whatever I want in my components. Save the code. Next step is creating order folder, ID folder in square bracket and order details form. So to create this folder structure and this file, I just copy this, go to root, new file, paste it, and press enter. So what I have is order folder in root folder, ID in square bracket, so it's gonna be a parameter to the order page. And inside that, I have order details form. Order details form, here is the code for this component. It's a client-side component. I'm marking this as use client. Add use client on the first line and export default function order details form. It accepts order of type order. Import it. Let's define order type. Go to types/index.ts. After cart, create a section for orders and export type order. We use infer select model from DrizzleORM and the type of model is orders imported from db/schema. And then and this type with order items and user. Order items is an array of order item. I define order item here using infer select model from order item imported from db/schema. Awesome. Here I have order type and order item type using infer select model from DrizzleORM. Go back and import order from index.ts in types folder. Import toast from shadcn and from order object, which we will set it in the parent component of order details later. I destructure the order and get access to all field of orders, including shipping address, order item, etc. In the render part, let's get rid of use toast here. It's not the topic of this lesson. Just keep it as simple as possible, like this. In the return part, I'm going to return empty container in heading 1 show order, but instead of showing 24 characters, I'm going to show only last 6 characters using format ID imported from utils.ts. Then render 2 columns. Here is the container of 2 columns. The first column is for rendering order details, and second column is for action like setting as paid, as delivered, making payment, etc. In the first column, create a card from ShadCN, card content, heading to payment method. If it's paid, in a badge, import badge from component/UI/badge ShadCN, set variant to secondary, paid at, and use format date and time, pass paid at as parameter, and here use date time. Here I'm going to show date and time together. Save it. If it's not paid, show not paid and in a red variant. Next card is for shipping address. Show all shipping address information. If it's delivered, show delivered date time. Otherwise, show not delivered in red badge. The next card is for order items. Here, create a table from ShadCN, import all stuff from component/UI/table like this, render table cell. Here I'm rendering each item in order items from order object in a table row, create a link to the product page, next image, and there we are. In the second column, I'm going to render a card. In the card content, show order summary and show prices, items, tax, shipping, and total. Import format currency and wrap the items price in format currency to convert it to a standard currency format in the e-commerce website. That's it about creating this function. Let's go and create a page to use this component. In the same folder, right-click in ID, new file, page.tsx, and use this code. Set order details as title using export const metadata. Let's add app name like what we did for other pages, and then render order details and export defaulted. It's a server component, so it's gonna be async function, and it accepts ID in params as parameter to this function. So we have access to the ID, the dynamic ID in the path of this URL. So what I'm gonna do with the product with order ID is to call getOrderById function. Let's import it. We already created this function and get access to order. If order is null, show not found, page error. Otherwise, get the session. I'm not gonna get the session, it's the topic of next lesson. Just return order details form imported from order details from the same folder and pass the order as parameter to this function. Here we are getting this error. It says types of user.name are incompatible between these types. A string and null is not assignable to a string. To get rid of this error, go to types/index.ts, find the order type, and make it a string or null. It's just a workaround. We will fix it later. That's it. There is no error. Let's check the result. Go to home page, select the product, add to cart, go to cart page, proceed to checkout, continue, payment method, then place order. And there we are. We get redirected to the order page. Here is last 4 characters of order ID, payment method PayPal not paid, shipping address, the address not delivered, and here is order items. So in the order summary, I have items, tax, shipping, and total price. Okay, we successfully created order details page. In the next lesson, we go for making payment through PayPal. Until that lesson, bye-bye.